the trebuchet! Send them back to their hells!
The battle is very much in our favor, if we remain.
Yes, my lord! We serve the Emperor! For the Warhammer!
Prince of Ulthuan, following orders.
Spearman! Illyrian Reavers!
Retreat! The gods have abandoned us! Fire sword! Loyal! Can I be praised? For duty!
Attack!
Illyrian Reavers! Assyrians wrong!
Understood!
Illyrian Reavers!
By Illyrial!
Illyrian Reavers!
It will be done. Orders received.
Acknowledged! Illyrian Reavers! Advance! Lacoy!
The gods have abandoned us!
It will be done.
Yes!
Illyrian Reavers! It shall be done.
Can I be praised? Make Ulthuan proud! Destroy it!
What do you bid? ready. We is better than them. Stabbers ready.